I want to talk to you about your anti-NCT movement.
Yes.
Why is it that a lot of the mums that I speak to, myself included, never remember what happened in their antenatal classes?
Well, I can't really remember like my life before children. So like, what did I enjoy?
Same.
What did I do? But yeah, like NCT, or whether it's public, like the charity version or the private one, because I did Happy Parent, Happy Baby.
I did Bump and Baby.
Did you? Yeah.
Baby and Bump, Bump and Baby.
Yeah. One, because I was so disorganised that I didn't get the timing right for, I'm having a baby. I should have registered for this like months ago. So you'd have to then go down the private route. But I think when you're there, you're like, I'm gonna learn what parenting is.
Yeah.
And you do like 40-minute sessions that cost a lot of money.
Yes.
And I don't think I can remember. I remember putting a nappy on a baby. A bear. We had to bring a cuddly toy.
Yes, we brought a cuddly toy.
But you realise that the nappy putting on a bear is a lot easier because your child wrestles.
I was going to say, the bear's dead and not moving.
Exactly, yeah.
I remember going because I wanted to meet local parents, but I went during COVID, so everyone had masks on.
Yeah.
I remember doing a choking workshop.
Play them like a guitar. That's what I remember.
And then they had the adult models there, and we were bashing them around and stuff. And you know, the woman was lovely. She was very skilled. She knew what she was talking about. But it just completely washed over my head when I actually had the baby. It just felt completely irrelevant to me, to be completely honest.
What should it have been? Do you know what I mean? Like looking back, you're kind of like, what would have registered with me more? Or when should I have done that?
Yeah.
Because you do need to make mates, because suddenly you have loads of time on your hands.
100%.
Obviously, that is if your baby sleeps sometimes, you have time on your hands. If it doesn't, then it's awful.
Yes.
But like, you need your tribe. But it's like university, you know, when you get to uni and you like meet people that you're living with, and you're like, are you my people? How do I find other ones?
If I would go for a bev with you.
Exactly, yeah.
But we're stuck here in this room together.
Exactly. So it's like, NCT, and like my sister-in-law, she's like still mates with her NCT group.
I do hear this a
Yeah.
lot. I do hear this. So I can definitely see the value in that connection and meeting people that are exactly the same stage as you, for sure. But what I would love to see is just how can you better equip a parent, specifically a mum, I think as well, for what is about to come, and how can you actually retain some information or just something that's way more valuable. What does that look like?
I was thinking about this the other day, where driving tests, right? They're the same thing. You got to do a driving test to drive a car.
Your theory.
Yeah, you got to do the theory.
Yeah.
I feel like we should pull a few bits from that into like parenthood, because there's no test for parenthood. Like everyone's
I would have failed. I would not have passed that test.
But it's a bit like, you know, you could do some theory work earlier in your journey, so you're not so like, oh my God, I feel huge. Is this going to be an awful birth? Yeah,
because there's so much anxiety before you have your first child. It's a really hairy moment for pretty much everyone.
I think also you're like, there's the anxiety of like your baby and like, will this baby be okay? But then you're like, who am I going to be on the other side?
This is the real pivotal question for me, because a lot of antenatal classes are all about the physicality of like what labour is going to be like, how you change the baby, how you hold the baby. But what I really struggled with was, who am I as a mother? What sort of mother do I want to be? My well-being is fucked right now.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm not sleeping. I didn't know whether I was coming or going. And then when I think back to antenatal classes, I'm like, it did not prepare me at all for anything.
And then you layer on top the, like, especially in London, there's no continuity of care with midwives. So it's like, great, if you had the same midwife that like was connected somehow to your NCT.
Totally.
And then she came, or he, they come afterwards and like check you like through the duration of your first 6 months. Not like, oh, you've had a baby. Oh, great. You're not hemorrhaging somewhere like 3 days afterwards. See you later. That type of thing. Yeah.
Godspeed.
And I know that there's like, obviously funding is not there. Yeah. But there has to be something that is like with you on this journey, because
for sure
4 hours of like prep that washes over you, and then all the anxiety about yourself. What if your kid has something which needs extra care afterwards? You need extra care, they need extra care, but you're like left then, and there's no one that knew who you were before. It's like there's just such a grey area that it needs to be filled somehow.
I remember having home visits after I had Luca, and I was telling them about the experience of the labour and everything, which wasn't great, and they were like, really common. That's really common. And I was like,
that's not the answer. Yeah, that's not the answer. What are we doing about this here?
That's not a answer.
Yeah. But I feel like if there was some kind of like theory, you know, there's so many good audiobooks out there now. Like if the NHS said every person that comes at their 6 weeks, you know, when you come to your first scan or whatever it is, you tell your doctor, then it's like, read this and you listen to this, and
please
there's like a bit of a game. Yeah, exactly. But there's a bit of a game that goes in earlier, kind of thing. Like you obviously, like everyone's pregnancy is different, and they are not linear. Like you can have a really easy one at the start that turns really tough. You can have it tough all the way through. So it's like the more you can do to like smooth that journey, and I think definitely like support through audiobooks, through gamification, whatever it is, would be great.
People need to be able to access the information on their own terms, because often when someone's saying it at you, you're not taking it in, whereas if you have a resource to actually refer back to, I think that would be really helpful.
Yeah, definitely. If you luck out on you get a wicked NCT group, it's like, great, we're in this together. But that's first baby. If you want to have any other kids after that, you never have the same group, and you're never going to do NCT again.
I haven't even signed up to one.
No, because you know how to look after a baby. You've already got one. It's you. You need to learn. You need to make sure you look after you now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, how do you find a new set of mates then? Because you need another tribe, because you're going to have a lot of time afterwards. Yeah. Not that it's always free, but
you need to connect with people.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Mums Who Build and what you want to create with the Anti-NCT movement. What do you want to bring into people's lives?
So our ambition is to basically take NCT. We're going to disrupt that world.
Yes.
And basically get mums and dads before they get on the parenting journey, because we're already building the support for the afterwards. Yeah. But what we want to do is get them before they get on, because when you have your first baby, there's a lot of learning. And then it's the afterwards that you're on mat leave and you're like, I need access to all these different things. Yeah. How do I find that? How do I also find other mates that are maybe the people that I want to hang out with a bit more if you don't get a good group?
They're my actual people,
Yeah, so we want to get people before they get on the parenting journey. So that's like NCT. Yes. And in the mob now, we have a lot of people that either set up businesses afterwards or already had a business. Things like doulas, things like breastfeeding support, sleep coaches. We've got all that. We do free webinars and free workshops every week that people come along to. And like people come up and they're like, I wish I'd known about this before, because I wouldn't have done NCT.
It feels like actual empowerment, like you're giving people the tools and resources to access when they need them.
Exactly, not just like cookie cutter, this is what you need now. Yeah. At the moment, we've got 4 cohorts across London, and we want to get them in every postcode. Amazing. And then you can do this like journey, basically, which is like do your prep beforehand, make sure you and your partner are set up with like the type of support you want to engage with in the run up to having your kid, but then it's the afterwards that's like,
it's the afterwards.
Exactly.
It's really key, because often when you've had the baby, you feel like you're in no man's land. You're sleep deprived. You're with this child at home a lot. I know I was, and I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do.
And also, I don't want to go to sensory class again. I do not want someone at that surface level conversation being like, is your baby rolling over yet? No, he's not. He's a lump. He's a lump. He just sits there. Look at him. Because I was like, I want to talk to people about like good stuff, like ideas that you have, or like stresses, and it's like, oh, have you had that? What have you done? Kind of thing. Not the like just kind of surface level stuff that's always just focused on baby, I'm like, I want to talk about you, babe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to feel better in myself.
Exactly,
I want to feel like I have the tools and the resources to do a good job. And I did not have that before.
Yeah, definitely.
I did not know what I was doing.
Well, I think it's because everybody has a very different journey as well. Like we think that like, oh, you get pregnant, you have a baby and then it's off. But that doesn't work like that. Like everyone's hormones are different. Everyone's baby is different. Everyone's genetics are different. So you have to have stuff that's consistently there for that person to engage with at the right time for them.
Yes.
Because it always changes. Like when one door closes, another one opens in parenting.
Yes, 100%. I'm weeks away from having my second baby. I am nervous about the hormone drop after I have my child. Yeah. And I know last time with Luca, I wasn't anticipating it because I think it's your progesterone drops or whatever when the baby has exited your body.
Yeah. Everything drops.
Everything drops. Everything's on the floor. You're not in the
we can pick it up, including our marbles, but slowly.
And so I feel nervous about hitting that headspace again and not having, because I've not got any antenatal classes booked. I don't think I want to go back to baby sensory. So how do I find the people that I'm going to connect with? And just a bit of guidance, really. Everyone needs a bit of reassurance, don't they, that they're doing the right thing.
Well, my business partner will be like, come to the mob.
Come to the mob.
She's like, PR babe, get it, say mob. I'm like, yes. And I say that too. Yeah, like we have loads of free stuff running every week. So monthly and weekly workshops, stuff like that.
Amazing.
Head to our website to see what it is. But being on your own is not good. Getting out there is necessary, but it's so hard. And you want to find a space that like you feel like is you. Do you know what I mean? Like, as we've said, like you don't want to go to baby sensory. But I think just putting it out there, like going somewhere and like saying it, like just be like, yeah, I'm not feeling good today, and just see what the response is, because like other people will be feeling it. You've got to go there first. For you, do you remember like what helped you afterwards? Do you remember any specific things, be it like food, people?
After I'd had the baby and just feeling...
When you were like really, really low, do you remember like some of the things that helped?
I'm a massive extrovert. I get my energy from other people. I would really struggle being at home alone, because you're at home with the baby alone all of the time.
And nap schedules are all different for people.
You're a nap prison.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't go anywhere. Or like you don't want to disrupt the routine because you're trying to protect their sleep and your sleep.
Yeah.
So I always found it really nice to go out and meet people and talk to people, even if it was just for like an hour to grab a coffee, bit of fresh air, and then you feel revitalised. Yeah. That really helped me. Yeah. This time around, I decided not to go back to work after I had Luca. This time around, Ash and I have set up a new business. Yeah. So
can we say hey Junie?
Hey Junie. Coming to you soon.
Yes.
So I'm also trying to figure out the dynamic of how do I continue to keep working, because I won't necessarily have a mat leave per se. I'm just going to kind of just see how I go and keep working. Do you have any like kind of business resources or people that are in that scenario at the mob?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 80% of the people in the mob are self-employed, and so a lot of them have done that. They're doing the juggle, they're coming along and they're working with their baby next to them kind of thing when they're napping, which is great.
Okay, this is my tribe.
Exactly.
These are my people.
It's like you should be allowed to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no right or wrong. If your baby's asleep and you want to use that time, use that time. You don't have to do what anybody else does. It's like yours to design. And that was a massive thing why I set it up, because I set up a business when when I had my son, I was setting up a business in the mat leave, but I was like, I want to work, I want to do this. And I wanted to find a space with other mums that were doing it too, because suddenly you're on your own. To go from employed to not employed, as in self-employed, you've got no team around you. And if you're an extrovert, you need that. You're like, who can I talk to? How are you doing this? So it's definitely that. Like the mob is all about that.
Amazing.
Come together, talk about business, talk about ideas. Work together. That's a big thing. Like I have a lot of experience in finance, supply chain, people, I've got no PR marketing experience. I love brand, but that's how we started the mob. When I met Georgie, my business partner, she had a load of experience in marketing and PR. And I was like, I need you. And I just said to her, do you want to come and do this thing with me? I've got an idea, and we did it. And so mat leave creates opportunities, or like that space creates opportunities. You just have to find your people.
This is what I want to harness. I'm worried that I'm on this great trajectory. We've started this new business. Ash has an 18-month-old, so this is very much a mat leave business for her. I'm worried that it's all just going to come grinding to a halt when I maybe feel a bit low after the baby's come, or, the sleep deprivation. So what I like about this anti-NCT movement is that it is really about empowering mums and telling you to crack on, because you are more than capable.
Crack on at your speed. That's a big thing. Yeah, like don't feel that you have to stop, but you might need to stop for a bit.
Yes.
So like parenting never stops.
Of course.
And you need to carve out that time for yourself, and whatever lifts you in that time is important to do. And sometimes it's going to be sitting on your own and scrolling. Yes. Sometimes it's going to be having a shower without being interrupted, or your older kid going, are you doing a poo? Which is what I get a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. And then so you need like your toolkit basically of like the things that re-energize you in that time. And as you said, you're an extrovert.
And expert.
Oh yes, expert in parenting. And so it's like at that point in time when you're feeling it, what's the thing you want to go and do?
Yes.
And sometimes it will be going engaging. Sometimes it will be smashing a load of emails because you're like, I want to get on that. But the 6 months after having your kid is really volatile. You've got to be kind to yourself. You've got to like be calm. But if you get a load of energy, do whatever you want, babe. Like get on and do it. Yeah, because that will give you so much more energy to keep going. And you're lucky that you have known what you wanted to do before you have the baby come out.
Yes.
I didn't quite know that. And then I found myself on mat leave and I was like, that is it. And it gave, because I was terrified of who I was going to be afterwards. But then suddenly you're like peeling back the layers of the onion and rebuilding yourself. And you're like, this is sick. Like I am up for this. But it comes at different points. Just because it comes at 3 months for someone, it might come at 4 years for another person.
You just have to follow your intuition, I think, and just like allow yourself the space to feel how you want to feel. When you get that burst of energy, get on it and you know where your space is and where your people are. And you and Ash have got a wicked relationship. She's been through it. The challenging part is if someone hasn't been through it and they don't get it. So it's like they're bringing their expectations to work for themselves. So you're in a really wicked place because you've got someone that you're working with who gets it. And that's why the mob is the people who get it. Like we love diversity. We love diversity of experience, but you also need the people that get you. And you can be a mum from whatever background, but because you have had a baby, either come out the sunroof or out your vag, you have seen a part of the world that that half of the population hasn't or won't. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to have that tribe that understand it and that hype you up and that say congratulations, well done, and that inspire you. Because if you see someone else who's doing it, you're like, I can do this. It just opens up the whole world of what pregnancy and rolling into mat leave could look like.
And I think also like the NCT group, like when you go back to work, people go back to work at different times, whether you're going back into the same role or you want to set something up. You need a few people that are doing it at the same time, I think, but it does come at different times. But say if someone has a really tough conversation when they're going back into work and like their team structure's changed, you need them to be feeding that back to you. And so we do that. We create that conversation to be like, I know what's worked really well. How do you advocate for yourself? How do you like, I want to renegotiate, or I want to put my hand up and say, is this an issue here? Am I being like, held back for something? And there's a load of people that can tell you their experience about stuff, because otherwise you're in on your own. And there's other wicked places like Pregnant and Screwed as well that can give you advice. But you need some people like around you that aren't like
you just
far
need your
away.
tribe.
Yeah.